Anyway, the Super Bowl, did you watch it?
I didn't.
I watched some of it, and it was, it's kind of an interesting game to watch for a little bit, but I was just watching for the halftime show, the Super Bowl halftime show, Kendrick, and it was great. I loved it. I think for a Super Bowl show, though, like a rapper is just kind of a little bit boring because they can only do one thing. Like, singers can dance, they can sing, they can rap, they can speak. Like, singers can do so many more interesting things than rappers can do. So Kendrick kind of just like had dance. He was surrounded by dancers the whole time, and he just kind of walked in time with the music. He did it all live though, which is amazing. Like especially there's so many words per minute, so much breath control. Like that was phenomenal from like a person who knows how difficult it is to rap live. But I feel like any sort of rapper is a little bit underwhelming because they don't, like, you know, when it's a different type of musician, like, you know, Taylor Swift, she's singing, she's talking, she's dancing, she's playing instruments. There's so many more things that can happen. Like Michael Jackson is a great example. He's fucking dancing up there, singing, pulling moves, outfit changes, costume changes, shit like that. Whereas like a rapper is just like, all right, I'm going to do my songs and people behind me will dance and it'll be choreographed. You're a bit limited by what you can do. But dude, I wasn't sure if they were going to let him do the song about Drake being a pedo. I thought for sure like that just opens up the Super Bowl, the NFL, the record labels, Kendrick, to just like insane lawsuits that they would probably lose, I guess. But he did. He does the whole song and he says Drake by name. Like there's this one part where he literally just looks in the camera and he goes, say Drake, and he's fucking beaming. I heard you like him young, and the whole crowd goes, wow. And obviously Kendrick doesn't say the word pedophile, but he doesn't say any swear words. So that's like a censor, an advertising thing. You can't say those words at all. So it's not about Drake. It's just you can't swear. But the fucking crowd says it, and you can hear it in the broadcast. Kendrick's like, certified lover boy, certified, and then the whole audience is like, pedophile! Hundreds of thousands of people. I was singing it at home. Gonna strike a chord, and it's probably, and then the whole arena goes, A minor. I don't think I've ever seen a rapper lose a beef more decisively. And I've seen rappers get killed during beef.
Yeah.
You know? And Drake is currently in Australia. When the Super Bowl was happening, he was doing a show in Perth. That's how scared he is. Or how like, if you think about it, it's not even just that he's doing a show in Australia. He's doing a show in Perth, the most isolated city in Australia. Like, Australia is the Perth of the world, and he went to the Perth of the world to get away from this. When the Super Bowl was on, I was thinking about it like, man, if I'm Drake, am I sitting and watching and locked into this? Or do I turn my phone off and go for a walk?
You have to be watching.
I think that I would decide I'm not going to watch it. I'm going to turn my phone off. I'm just going to go for a walk and enjoy this country that I'm in. And then the day would come and I would sit down and I'd watch it and I would hate myself for watching it and I would feel terrible. Be sweating. I'd feel sick. Oh, no. Fuck. Apparently he's released an album as well, like today or yesterday, and it just sucks.
Drake?
Yeah, Drake. Damn. Yeah. I mean, I just saw a couple of tweets of people saying that it sucked. I didn't even open up Spotify.
Drake. Well, I've got YouTube Music. Let's have a look at what this album's called. Some Sexy Songs for You.
That's what he called it?
S. There's a dollar sign is an S and for the number 4. U. Letter U.
He's so... God, he's cringe. Like, that's just like he's he's trying to look like he doesn't care so bad. I reckon he should have just like cared and been okay with that. Like that's a lot more relatable. Like fuck.
Off big time, didn't he? His most recent album, 2022, No Loss. Every single song has millions and millions of plays.
Yeah.
Then he released an album then in 2023.
Yeah.
And it, in comparison, bombed in terms with streams. He fell off big time.
Well, even the one thing that he had over Kendrick was like the most listened artist on Spotify. Guess who just took that after the Super Bowl? Kendrick. So he took even that, which was like an untouchable goal. So yeah, it's just like it's such a, you know, watching it, like especially, you know, I'm not American, like Drake's Canadian, right? So I'm not American. Watching it, he had Samuel L. Jackson dressed up as Uncle Sam, right? Like dressed up as America. And then the whole thing is like, they're not like us. They're not like the whole performance. And it was at the Super Bowl. So it's super patriotic. The whole thing was like, brother, you are not African American. You don't get it. To Drake. Like you're not one of us. And all of America has like kind of been like, oh yeah, why the fuck do we like this Canadian? He's fucking Canadian. And like with Trump coming in and like just anti-Canadian rhetoric in general kind of flaring up because of Trump and like the whole vibe shift of America and the embracing of patriotism there. It's like the worst time ever for this to be happening to someone who's not American. Because at the end of the day, it will all lead back down to they not like us. Like you're not American. Fuck you. And everyone supporting Kendrick, even though Drake's a lot more listenable.
I like that one Drake song. Kiki.
Kendrick can't do that. That's one thing that Kendrick will never be able to do is just create, you know, like melodies that you can really enjoy even if you don't speak English. Like speaking English is kind of a requirement to enjoy Kendrick's songs. There's a couple of hits where the chorus is like good, but like you really need English. Drake, you don't need English because a lot of it's just, you know, like Drake could never do another show ever in America and just be filling fucking arenas in countries that you can't even pronounce. I don't think Kendrick could do that. But no one is calling Kendrick a pedophile.
I wonder what Millie Bobby Brown thinks.
Yeah, that's a crazy thing as well. I don't think she thinks much. I think she's a very dumb person. Every interview I see of her, I'm like, there's not much going on in there. And that's fine. She looks really happy. But she doesn't look like there's much going on in there. And, you know, like other actors who've worked with her have just like, without saying her name, being like, I'm trying to act with people who don't watch movies. Like, I don't know how to do that. Like, someone who's never watched a film is like standing next to me trying to act, and I'm trying to talk to them about our job, and they're going, I don't watch movies. And that's her.